Egypt stood as the most powerful kingdom of the ancient world. Its cities were vast, strong, and built to last forever. Its army was disciplined, feared, and unmatched. At the center of this power sat one man, the Pharaoh. Yet, beneath the crown, fear quietly grew in his heart. The Israelites living in Egypt were increasing in number. They had once come as guests seeking safety, but time had turned them into slaves. Pharaoh began to see their growth as a threat. Fear took hold where wisdom should have ruled. And fear, when unchecked, always leads to cruelty. Pharaoh made a decision that would shape history. He ordered the Israelites to be enslaved. Their strength was broken through harsh labor. Their hope was crushed under endless suffering. Yet the more they were oppressed, the more they multiplied. Pharaoh saw that slavery had failed. So he chose a path far darker than before. A command was coming that would change everything. Slavery did not weaken the Israelites as Pharaoh had expected it would. Despite harsh labor, their numbers continued to grow across the land of Egypt. This growth deepened Pharaoh's fear and filled his heart with concern. So Pharaoh began searching for a more controlled and calculated solution. He summoned the Hebrew midwives and brought them into his presence. From his throne, Pharaoh issued a command filled with cold intention. He ordered that every Hebrew baby boy be killed at the moment of birth. But the midwives feared God more than they feared the king of Egypt. They chose to protect life instead of obeying a cruel command. When questioned, the midwives answered Pharaoh with wisdom and restraint. God honored their courage and showed them favor for their faithfulness. Enraged by failure, Pharaoh prepared a command even more terrifying. During this dark time, a child was born to a Hebrew family. He was born under a law that demanded his death. Yet his mother saw something special in her son. She hid him in secret, refusing to surrender him to death. For 3 months, she protected him from those who searched. But there came a moment when hiding was no longer possible. She made a decision that required extraordinary faith. She placed her child into a basket she had carefully prepared, and she carried him to the edge of the Nile River. There, she placed the basket among the reeds. She stepped back, trusting God with her child's life. Nearby, his sister watched quietly to see what would happen. That morning, Pharaoh's daughter came down to bathe in the river. Her attendants walked along the river's edge nearby. One of them noticed something hidden among the reeds. They drew closer and carefully lifted the basket from the water. Inside, the child cried and her heart was moved. She knew at once this was one of the Hebrew children. At that moment, the child's sister stepped forward. She offered to find a Hebrew woman to nurse the baby. The princess agreed, unaware of God's perfect design. So the child's own mother was called to care for him. The princess entrusted the child to her, ensuring his safety. She named him Moses because he was drawn from the water. The child grew, and the time came for a new chapter to begin. His mother brought him to Pharaoh's daughter, just as promised. There he became her son, raised within the royal household. He was given comfort, protection, and an education fit for royalty, yet his true identity remained hidden beneath royal walls. A Hebrew by birth, raised among Egypt's most powerful family. The one Pharaoh tried to destroy was now growing under his roof. But one day, this child would be forced to choose who he truly was.